if I gotta be brutally honest with you guys, man, quite a bit of it was pretty hard to watch. I mean, cause just seeing the way she was acting, like she just kind of came off like she was acting, like literally. I was just kind of like. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. On the road to 1,000 subs, baby. Let's get it. Alright, so if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. If you're an OG, appreciate the love and support. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so everybody knows about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. So reason why I haven't spoke on it yet is because I was actually hoping and waiting that Fresh and Fit would speak on it, and the reason being is because they have connections to, you know, a couple lawyers that have been on the platform, and they brought one of them on the other day. So when they went over it, I was like, okay, because I knew with him being a lawyer, this guy would have more input on exactly, you know, what made things swing Johnny Depp's way. Alright, and get a better perspective on things so men can learn how to protect themselves and learn to stay away from this kind of BS. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
I think, because, you know, we dealt with some of the really like 2 weeks ago with H3. Some girl called into the show and was like, oh yeah, like Myron was weird and all this other shit when she hung out with me, but what she failed to disclose was she stayed at my house for a while. She came over. She came on her own will. Listerine. She took zero accountability. Her breast stank, and I told her, "Yo, get some Listerine," and she got mad about that. So it's like, you know, obviously that's a minor, you know, example of kind of the, quite frankly, that we got going on in modern day society, where it's, you know, you're guilty until proven innocent if you're a man and a woman makes an accusation against you. Because let's not fucking forget, because I remember vividly back in 2016, everyone was dragging Johnny Depp when she came out with these allegations first.
Yes.
Everyone's starting trying to walk it back now. But I remember all these assholes when he lost his Pirates of the Caribbean role, when people were saying that he was a woman beater, when people were saying he's an abuser, he's a drug addict. Everyone was dragging him. It wasn't until this trial came that I was like, oh, now y'all are seeing the truth. And here's the scary part. The only reason Depp was able to do this is because he has the money, the resources, and most importantly, a fantastic legal team that was able to sit there and beat her case, not physically, but, you know,
verbally. Legally. They legally donkey punched her. It was a massacre in that courtroom. The legal team, and by the way, if you guys don't know their names, the main lawyers on each side, right? For Johnny Depp, you had Camille Vasquez, who's the star, everyone's sipping for her. She destroyed Amber Heard on the stand. We'll talk about why in a second. Yeah. But also Ben Chu, he's the tall, kind of lanky white guy, kind of goofy, but he's still sharp as a whip, was on top of it. Versus on the other side, you had Elaine Bredehoff, the cat lady, right? She was just making horrible objections. She doesn't understand what hearsay is, and you did criminal, but criminal still has hearsay too. Yeah. Both of them have hearsay, criminal and civil, right?
Can you tell people what hearsay is real quick for those that may not know?
Hearsay is an out-of-court statement stated to prove the truth of the matter asserted. And there's lots of exceptions to it. This is not fucking law school. I'm not going to attempt to teach this to you, but essentially anytime you're about to say in court, well, Fresh told Myron, and that's not, you know, they're not parties to this, that's hearsay. If it's what somebody else said and you overheard, nah, hearsay. That's classic hearsay. There's exceptions. We're not going to go through them here. It's not class, right? But there are exceptions. The biggest one and the most important in this case is party opponents. So Amber statements and Johnny statements can come in. And people, what they said to Amber or Johnny, that's admissible. Yes. Because they're the parties. But other people and what they said, that's not allowed in. So there's some really crazy evidence in this. For example, there was audio from Australia where literally the doctors were saying, hey, we got to juice Amber up because she's going crazy. She's going over the edge. We gotta hit her with the hard drugs, right? And Amber's crying. She's delusional. She's admitting that she did stuff wrong. None of that was admissible because it was all hearsay, because there were doctors involved, there were security guards involved, there was other people involved. So a lot of the evidence that could have come in didn't come in.
Yeah, when it comes to trial, guys,
Yeah, so imagine that. I'm like, she even had more evidence that could have went against her, and she still lost this case. This is crazy, man. Like, it's what I don't know where we got. I don't know how we got to a place where due process isn't a thing anymore. You literally are guilty till proven innocent, especially when it comes to any kind of situation where a woman is making these kind of accusations on men. That's why I've always given pushback to the believe all women movement, like, and I was always shocked at the kind of push I would get back from women. I'm like, you really expect me to just believe women lie more than men do, y'all. Like, let's keep it a buck. Women lie about the tiniest things. So what makes you think that wouldn't stop? What makes you think it's gonna stop them from lying about something like this? Think about it. Let's keep it moving.
Remember this rule. When it comes to trial, the actual person that said the statement needs to be there to testify to that statement. It can't be, oh, well, he told me this or he told me that. You know, in a criminal case, right, I could take evidence given to me from another law enforcement officer and use that, you know, to build probable cause. But for an actual trial, that person has to testify.
Yeah, I think in these times of believe all women, this case here does prove that, hey, you know what? On some level, once we hear the verdict, of course,
right?
You know, we have some faith, because as men, we don't have that in the court system at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. And we'll talk about the repercussions. But I remember when I came on this podcast a month ago, the media was in a totally different place.
Yep.
The media was all pro everywhere. And I stream. I'm normally in Seoul, South Korea. You know, I've taken the Asia pill. But, you know, I'm normally over there, and I stream in a time which is really good for folks in Australia, New Zealand, or Europe. And they all told me back then, everything is for Amber Heard. But you know what happened? The last week, it started looking bad for Amber Heard when things were going against her, just like rats off a ship. The media started climbing over to Team Depp. Now, some of them have dug themselves in so deep. For example, I call it the 3 Vs, Vice, Vox, and Vogue.
You are fake news.
They've said so much fake news, they can't dig themselves up. They've had to double down.
Yeah, of course.
Right, but a lot of media has abandoned it, has gone to Johnny Depp's side, and that's because they saw this verdict coming. They saw how poorly those attorneys performed, and they saw, you know, essentially just Amber getting totally destroyed in the courtroom. Anybody, and I'll say this, guys, anybody who watched this case, anybody who watched the case themselves, it's clear that Amber was full of shit.
Yeah, no,
it was.
Yeah, it really was. I don't know about you guys, but I actually did watch a little bit of it myself, and if I gotta be brutally honest with you guys, man, quite a bit of it was pretty hard to watch. I mean, cause just seeing the way she was acting, like she just kind of came off like she was acting, like literally. I was just kind of like, what is wrong with this chick? Something really is wrong with her. I mean, if she has PBD, I believe it. I believe it. Maybe. Oh my God, bro! Like it's crazy. But let's keep it moving, cause it gets worse.
Johnny sees Amber's recording him, takes the phone and turns it off and walks away. So TMZ,
2-party consent, California.
Yeah. So then, by the way, 2-party consent means that both parties have to consent to be recorded, right? The one who's recording and the one who
you can't secretly record someone in California or even in Florida without their consent.
Yes.
Wow.
So TMZ, the cucks that they are, start trying to strike people on YouTube and everyone else, and we're like, how the can they claim copyright to this? The only way for them to get copyright is if they bought it. But Johnny Depp's not selling it, so who's the only person who could have sold it? Amber Turd. That's right, people. And they were fighting tooth and nail to keep that fact from coming out. And in the trial, there was a person who testified who was a former employee of TMZ. He looks like Draco Malfoy all grown up, right, from Harry Potter. He had the black suit, the black shirt, black nail polish, right? He had black everything. You know, 100% Slytherin. So this guy came in and testified that the only way that would have come in, based on TMZ's policies, is if Amber Heard let it out. If Amber Heard leaked it.
Wow. This woman went through all that trouble. Like, so that explains why people who've been trying to react to it on YouTube keep getting hit with copyright strikes over a court trial. And the reason why they're getting hit with it is because she sold the rights to what did I tell y'all, bro? Women will go to the ends of the earth to prove a lie to be the truth. Let me say that again. Modern women will lie to the end of the earth to prove a lie to be true. They will fight tooth and nail to make a... Bro, narcissism on steroids. It's scary. Let's keep it moving.
I want to make that very, like, because he tried his best to kind of, like, not make it that obvious. But, like, you guys got to remember. So just so you guys know the facts. So she goes to the court, right? This is basically sum it up for y'all, right? This is what happens. She tries to extort him. Hey, you need to pay me this much money. You need to give me these penthouses, etc. If you don't, I'm going to go public with you abusing me.
Yep.
He doesn't respond. So she goes, all right, cool. She goes to the courtroom, to the courthouse with a black eye on her face using that bruise kit that we discussed. Then she notifies TMZ, I'm going to be at the courthouse on this day. She even tells them where to stand to get a good shot because she knows that they're going to take pictures.
So she told that to TMZ Draco. She said, hey, be here at that time. Have your people here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my bruise. This is specific. I'm going to turn to the side, take a photo of me, and then I'll go walk off.
Bam. Because she's not stupid and she understands the power of a picture. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Well, with this bruise kit, she was able to make it look like 1,000 words. So she comes out, they take the pictures, etc. And just like what Andrew said, you got to peel the layer back. The fact that they're even able to claim copyright is because they own the content because they purchased it, right? Or given to it by another party. So Amber tried her best to try to distance herself from it, but it's obvious that she set it up.
Clear.
But that is so diabolical, though. To think, you're married to Johnny Depp. This is your husband of all people, right? And you're gonna go to that length to like ruin him? That's crazy.
Fresh. By the way, this is Morgan Tremaine.
That's the guy?
Morgan Tremaine. I call him TMZ Draco, but you can call it what you want. But
he looks like.
But actually, I made that name trend on Twitter. I take credit for that.
He looks like a guy that watches a H3 podcast. He looks like the type of guy that watches the H3 podcast.
He's actually seems like he's a cool guy though. Like he may come on Kata, but the crazy thing is, Fresh, that all this stuff Amber did, the TRL was right as Johnny Depp's mom died.
Right.
And he had the launch of Alice Through the Looking Glass. So literally she timed this to trend in the news because Through the Looking Glass was premiering. So she essentially headline jacked, right? So she knew the headlines would be, new movie, Johnny Depp. And so she drops this on the day of the premiere. So she literally did maximum effort to over. And she got on the stand, Fresh, and she said, I only went to help Johnny. This was all just to help Johnny.
Yo,
Bruh.
Get over here! Finish her.
Can y'all tell me something? When do we get to a place where women can literally just get away with extortion? That's a federal crime. So not only did this woman make false allegations, she also got away with extortion. You can't make this up. Let's keep it moving.
I mean, look, people call her crazy, stupid, whatever. She ain't stupid, man. She knew what she was doing. So, I mean, at this point, man, did she love him? Definitely not.
And not only that, so a couple of days after she filed this restraining order, without Johnny being present, by the way, she did it, directly in the courthouse with the injuries, the fake injuries, and TMZ is there taking pictures or whatever. She was spotted. I forget what talk show she went on, but she went on didn't she go on a talk show?
She went on James Corden.
She went on James Corden talk show, right? Which is like similar to like a Jay Leno, if I'm not mistaken.
UK,
right?
yeah, it's UK.
It's a UK version of Jay Leno. And then she also was spotted somewhere with friends, right? Vacationing. Yeah. And she had no bruise on her face. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So that right there is the proof that she used a bruise kit and wasn't actually hit. Because the way she illustrated was like her nose was up. Yeah. She had broken bones allegedly, right? She was severely pummeled. So if you were beat up that bad, how are you able to go on a talk show on the other side of the world, essentially, and able to travel and go out with your friends and everything, and your face is basically perfect. And I think we could actually pull up some of these pictures here.
She did not have a single.
Chris, if you can, please.
The whole trial,
Bro.
she did not have a single medical report. Single medical report substantiating her injuries.
Good point.
That is ridiculous. And under no circumstance for someone who's really suffered abuse would you have zero medical records. By the way, zero police records. None of the police records documented domestic abuse. None of them. So, once again, you've got nothing on the record.
Meanwhile, she has domestic abuse against her, but who's looking?
But hold on. Believe all women.
Well, she had a DUI, by the way, in the past.
Yes.
And she's abused publicly in the airport her former partner. I believe her name was Tysa.
Yes, it was a woman. She was in a lesbian relationship.
Tysa was a Van Ree. I forget how to pronounce her name.
So,
but it was a woman.
What's the name of the talk show?
Yeah.
James Corden. So
She was arrested in 2009 for assaulting girlfriend in Seattle airport, Tasya.
Tasya.
And then both said it wasn't true, claim misogyny.
Yeah, and
Of
it
the
was
police officer, right?
The great thing was she tried to claim misogyny, right?
Yeah.
But
Misogyny.
thank you. I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Right there. The guy.
There it is.
The,
So- okay,
the white
sorry.
guy. Yeah.
So here, the one with the guy. Yeah, it's the guy. That's James Corden. That's his show.
And this is days after she
No,
allegedly
no.
got beat up.
The day.
Oh, this is the day of?
The day after.
Or the day after?
The day after. Like one day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, exactly. So how you gonna go? Two black guys on that show. Yeah. And there's no amount of makeup that would fix a puffy black eye. The swelling, I don't care how much
Yeah.
arnica cream and ice you put on it. A black eye is not going to unpuff in like overnight.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yep.
So
Nope.
How dare you?
So not only did this woman fake injuries, but she pretty much told on herself because the very next day she goes on a talk show and looks like she doesn't have a single bruise and has no medical records of what happened.
Bruh.
Do you believe how dumb you look right now? You look so dumb. You look so stupid.
Stop the cap.
No, some things just are very unforgivable. I think what Amber Heard has done falls on that list. Like this is just pure evil. And this lets me know that there needs to be change in the justice system because women like Amber Heard are literally abusing the system. Let's keep it moving.
He admitted his drug use.
He admitted his drug use.
How he made mistakes and everything else like that. Whereas, like with Amber, she refused to take accountability during any of her
None at all.
testimony.
Zero accountability.
Zero accountability.
Guys, how do you feel? Is that weird for certain girls of a certain personality type to take zero responsibility for
Well,
their
I mean,
actions?
every night on the show, man. You know, they don't do it, so it's like, bruh, we don't spend less than
We already knew. Yeah, we already knew.
I
That
was
it.
gonna say, I was
Going
like,
into it.
of all the people, I don't need to tell you guys this.
Yeah,
right?
modern day women and accountability. What?
It's very nice because all the channels that I go on when I say this, they're like, they start hyperventilating, but it's like, no, this is normal now.
It's okay. We'll say it for you. Put the camera on me. This is Myron Gaines saying this. Modern day women on a balance of probabilities do not take accountability. All right, they can't be wrong. They gotta go ahead and try to prove you wrong. And they're like, well, you know what? I'm a woman. Are we? Hold on, wait. Are we not equal? Oh no. But I'm a lady. So you want to be a lady when it suits you, while you simultaneously want to be my equal. Okay, that makes perfect sense. They want the benefits of chivalry, right? While still enjoying the authority of a man, right? Without the responsibility of either. That's what they want. That's what so many modern day women want, bro. So
Yeah.
Facts. Ooh. Oh man. Cause I already know I gotta bleep a lot of they cuss words out. Cause I'm like, that's why I'm trying to eliminate my cussing. But what he's saying is so true, bro, and I speak that all the time. Because that's exactly what women want. And then they wonder why most of them can't find what they want in a man or what they're looking for is because what you're looking for is unrealistic. Because you're being unrealistic. It's like women literally want authority without responsibility. Period. In a nutshell. That's just what it comes down to. That is your modern woman. That's why you're starting to see all these women in their 40s and 50s and 60s dating these 20 and 30-year-old guys that aren't even close to making the amount of money that they have. And the reason why they have to do that is because that's the pool that you have to pick from, because guys in that age range typically can't date women their age in that age range, because those women are dating guys your age. Those are the women that are dating guys in their 40s and 50s and 60s. You know, at least the well-off ones, because those guys are more than likely probably trying to build families and legacies. So that's how women end up where they at. Simply because you don't want to take accountability for anything, but you want to be in control of everything. Make that make sense. Just keep it moving.
It's for you guys.
5 million probably at least.
I'll do it in my Amber voice.
Yeah.
The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. This is Amber Heard, guys. I'm heartbroken.
Post-verdict statement.
I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence was still not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I am even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women.
How dare you? Here we go. Of course.
It is a you know this was coming. Yeah. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. You weren't on trial.
You cannot invoke the freedom of speech in a civil case, bro. Like what the that's like a criminal court defense.
Right. And you should talk about the UK. They don't have a constitution. Like, I love my UK people. I have lots of UK people in the chat, but they don't have freedom of speech like we do. It's not the exact same thing. You can't just one for one UK to the US. By the way, they were banned in court from making statements like that, from comparing the UK to the US. And by the way, she wasn't on trial in the UK. This is a lie. But let me read the last paragraph. Yep. I'm sad I lost this case. I'm sad. But I'm sadder still that I have lost the right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. Wow. Just f***ing wow. Like, the hubris of this woman to make this into some free speech and then put in there that it's setting back other women. That's not anything to do at all with other women. It's nothing to do with other women. Nothing to do at all with other women.
What is she doing? She's grasping at straws to try to get the public appeal. Like, I'm a woman and I was abused, and look at this. We're all going to suffer from this, because she understands that the female collective is extremely important and women are hive-minded creatures. As Rollo says all the time, the sisterhood of Uber out together. Even if you might be in the wrong, if I take a L right now with this situation or this accusation, you guys are all going to take it in the future. Yeah. So help me out. Let's prove this man bad, woman good. And that's kind of what we've been dealing with for the past 10 years plus with the Me Too era. Finally, the truth is able to get out there, and we're able to see that a lot of these chicks like Amber Heard are just conniving dumb hoes that want to be able to extract resources from you, money from you, extort your ass, because she would have never went to court had he not, if he had paid her. Yeah. But Johnny, rightfully so, did not let her extort him, which is a federal crime, by the way. And then also the other thing too I want to say with the free speech is, for all the idiots out there when it comes to free speech is protected up to a certain
a point, right? Up to a point. Like, you're not allowed to defame somebody, right? That's not free speech. That's never been free speech ever. You've never been able to make up lies, accuse people of crimes, do all this other shit. That's just not something you've been able to ever do. You've also not been able to call for imminent physical violence on somebody. I can't say, hey, everybody, at Tuesday we're going to go beat up Myron, right? You know, that we can't do that. You can't call for imminent physical violence, right? That's something you cannot do. So
freedom of speech
limits.
Has a limit, and once you start to infringe on someone else's safety or their liberty, or you are able to, or even worse yet, because I talked about this in the YSL case, if they use lyrics against you, right, like music lyrics, if they're able to independently corroborate later on that, these lyrics are factual, and we were able to get corroborating evidence that these criminal acts actually occurred, you don't get First Amendment fucking rights, guys. They're going to go ahead and use that shit against you, and it's not protected under free speech. A lot of guys think they could just say or do whatever the fuck they want. It's America, free country. Up to a point, guys, when it comes to free speech, until it starts to infringe on other people's rights and liberties. Yeah.
Man, I can't believe this woman had the nerve. Even with all that evidence against you, you still want to sit over here and try to act like you innocent. Like, come on, bro, for real? Like, you can't do that. You cannot do that. That is not gonna fly. See, I was one of those people that was always suspect of Amber Heard. From the moment I heard the audio recordings that Johnny Depp had, when he had those recordings, I knew, like, bro, it's only a matter of time before this catch up. It's sad that it took this long, but this just goes to show you how the system works. Because if this was in reverse, they would have took chair. Dude, Johnny, you see how long Johnny Depp been blackballed? You see he ain't been doing nothing. Lucky for him, he still had the means to hire a good enough attorney team to get him out of this mess. At least put him in a position to where he can start making films again, and he can just make, bro, he can make that money back in 2-3 films, bro. This is Johnny Depp we talking about, all right? One of the best actors in the world. You know what I mean? I've always been a huge Johnny Depp fan. One of my best movies of all time is Blow. And if you don't know about that movie, man, you've been living under a rock. You gotta see that movie. Man, I'm gonna just go ahead and end it here, bro. It really ain't nothing left to go through, man. I just kind of wanted to give you guys all those particular details. As you see, I was kind of like skipping through reasons. I just wanted to go over the parts that were really important, because these are the kind of things most men are unaware of, and you need to understand that most men aren't going to have the means that he has. So you need to know these kind of things to keep yourself safe and keep yourself out of these sticky situations, man, because, dude, the system is against you. Period. And I can tell you right now, it ain't a whole lot of women that are going to tell you these things, because at the end of the day, I think Amber Heard showed you just how evil women can be. They will go through great lengths in order to keep that lie up, in order to keep that leverage on you. Because at the end of the day, these girls do not, modern women in general, they cannot take L's, and they don't know how to take L's. Alright? If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. If you're an OG, appreciate the love and support. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.